Anfield House, the heart of golf. 18 boring golf questions. Number one,
Awesome.
favourite club?
Putter.
Which golf ball do you use?
Any I can get my hands on that are cheap.
Hate most, wind or rain?
Rain.
Favourite pro golfer?
Tommy Fleetwood.
Current handicap?
8.1.
What's it going to be this time next year?
God knows. I'm hoping about 12, to be honest, because I'm struggling.
How old were you when you started playing golf?
About 12, 13.
What course is the top of your bucket list?
Hey, Pebble Beach, Sawgrass. I can't decide between the two.
Best course you've ever played?
Brabazon.
Which YouTube golf creator do you watch the most?
Oh, there's two, actually. Crossfield, I still watch quite a lot, and Lloydie Golf.
Cool. Do you recommend new clubs or lessons?
Oh, lessons, mate, 100%.
Stableford stroke play or match play?
Stroke play.
Pin in or out for putting?
In, because I'm lazy.
Bomb for show or putt for dough?
Putt for dough. I don't take long ball.
How many clubs should be allowed?
I think 14's good. Yeah, 14.
Laser, GPS or eyes?
Laser.
Dream 4-ball, dead or alive?
Pro, do they have to be golfers or any?
Oh,
anybody. So I go Sebi, Jimmy Bullard, and Palmer, Arnie Palmer.
Cool. Par threes, fours or fives?
Threes, you don't have to hit it as far.
That's it. And thanks for joining us. Let me introduce you. Can you just introduce yourself to people that may not know you?
Yeah, Anfield House, Heart of Golf, bit of a YouTube channel. Watch it if you want. Don't watch it if you don't want.
Day job?
I'm a logistics manager for contract manager for a logistics company in e-commerce. Cool. Believe it or not, I run my own little site in Doncaster.
Ah, right. I love Donny. YouTube channel, not too old, is it? 4 or 5 months old? I think I had a quick look.
Yeah, just coming into 6 months now, Paul. Just coming into 6 months.
I know a lot about your story, but why did you start doing YouTube videos, YouTube golf videos?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've watched some of my stuff and some other people will have. I was seriously ill sort of last year. We had a dodgy ticker, it's nearly killed me. So I use golf as a way to recover, mate, basically. And I sort of thought, you know, there's some legs in this. There's so many people who could get some benefit out of playing golf for recuperating, and not just with physical health, but it helped me with my mental health as well. And being a sufferer from depression for a few years, and it helps focus your mind, mate. It's just a good sport for that.
So you realised that and then thought I could video this. Did you go on some channels first, or did you just pull your camera out and think I'll have a go at it?
Yeah, we pulled fun out, mate, to be honest. I got an idea in the back of my head of what I wanted it to be called and what I sort of wanted to do with it. And then it was literally on the year anniversary of being rushed into hospital. I thought, you know, so I'm just going to go film it. So I went to my course and just did a little, I think it was about a 2.5 minute intro video about what I want to do with the channel and just see what happens with it, basically, mate.
Yeah. Sweet. So, the heart of golf, why have you chosen that over? It's going to be pretty obvious, but why have you chosen that over just your name, or maybe using your name and the heart of golf? Is that what was the thought process, I guess, is the question.
There weren't really much thought process into it. I just thought it had a bit of ring to it, to be honest, mate. I thought Heart of Golf with my story, it sort of has a nice, decent sort of twang to it. And I did use my name initially because I messed up when I launched my channel. So it were all Anfield House, and then I've actually rebranded it all to Heart of Golf. But I quite like it. I know some people say you should have your name and things like that, but it is what it is. People have got their own sort of views on it, haven't they?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with changing it. I know people say, oh, you shouldn't change it too often, or I think whatever you feel's right for you. But you see people changing all the time. So the only thing I see with people using like branded names is maybe people don't know your name. But with you, I think, because your Twitter's all and a lot of people know
Yeah.
who you are, don't they? But
Yeah, and I've sort of done it a certain way to be that. So my Twitter is Antfield now, so people can relate to that. Saying that, I don't do much on Twitter these days, to be honest. But then my Instagram's Heart of Golf 1. So I've got two identities in essence. A bit like Batman, mate.
so you don't do much on Twitter at the minute. Is that a conscious thing? Step away from it a bit, or?
Yeah, I came away from Twitter a little bit, sort of 5-6 weeks ago. It's toxic, mate, isn't it? It can be so toxic. I mean, I've come under fire quite a few times on Twitter, and some of it's been fucking nasty, mate, honestly. And it's like people tell me to kill myself and stuff. You think, oh, you know what I mean? Just get over yourself.
Somebody told you to kill yourself on Twitter?
Oh, yeah. I got attacked, and I'd only been doing it about 6 weeks. And it was following a tweet that I'd not tweeted. Somebody jumped on back of one of my tweets and tagged in sort of hashtag golfmates. And quite a few of that community took offence to that. And I were on holiday at the time with my little girl, and she saw some tweets over my shoulder. So I'm like, oh, no, this is not good. But then somebody's put it on my channel as well. Some bloke put, mate, you're boring. You just go kill yourself. So I just put, you first.
So, yeah, mate, I know, without being horrible to people that are bipolar, or I consider myself social media bipolar. Like some days I can be, but some days I'm like, oh my God, some days I can't handle it. It's just one day to the next can just be different, can't it?
Oh, yeah, mate. And because of what I've been through over sort of last few years and stuff, don't get me wrong, I'm quite a strong person. I have to be with what I've gone through in my life and stuff like that. So I am pretty strong-willed and pretty stubborn. But sometimes you sit there and think, oh, what's going on in your head to sort of put sort of them sort of things on social media, you know what I mean? You think, oh, it's just not worth it. Yeah. It weren't that I'm not thick-skinned, it's just that you think, can't be arsed with it, you know what I mean? Just, yeah.
Is that something from, like, treatment and help you've got that you can identify when things are not to go down that rabbit hole with people or stuff like that? Or is it like you're learning, you can identify when it's just not a good idea?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 42 years old, so I've done my battling and my fighting, mate, over my life, to be honest. And I sort of think, I'm not going to sit and have a keyboard battle with somebody. If they want to come and say it to my face, bring it on. But I'm not going to sit there having a keyboard battle with an idiot who thinks he's Billy Big Balls hiding behind a computer screen. You know what I mean? It's just, I've more important things to worry about in my life, mate, than that, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. It's true, isn't it? And
Absolutely.
It takes a certain age to get there as well, I think. And yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to come back to the negativity of YouTube, but the positive side of YouTube, to get it back up there. What have you seen from doing your videos? And you're obviously helping people, because I've seen some of the comments, and you put some brave stuff out there. And
yeah, I appreciate that, mate. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, the positives far outweigh the negatives for me, and it's not just about the comments on stuff I do and things like that. It's some of the people I've met. So, like Lee, I know people have mentioned Lee Jones before, Golf Nuts. He's a great guy, and I still do talk to Lee quite a bit. And Lloyd, obviously, I talk quite a bit with Lloyd. Danny Lee's a good guy. There's just some good guys that you meet while creating yourself. Corin, just loads of people. Fergs is a legend. I do have an odd chat with Fergs via sort of messages, and he just cracks me up. But yeah, that's the positives. And like you said, it's been received quite well by a majority of people, and that's what I wanted to set out to do. And I've played golf with a lot of people I wouldn't have ordinarily done over the last sort of 12 months, because of my channel, and got in touch and just had a knock with people, which is what it's about, get them encouraged into the game.
So would you encourage a lot of people to start YouTubing golf, or is it? It's a funny because I think everybody should, but I also know how much hard work goes into it.
And don't get me wrong, I think I'd encourage anybody to try it. I'd encourage anybody to try and vlog and whatever that be, whether that's golf or something else you're passionate about. Give it a go and understand that it's like it says, there's a lot of hard work in it. It's not just a case you pull a camera out, that's it, you're shooting, it's done. You've got to frame your shots, you've got to know what your content's going to be, you've got to edit it. There's a lot of time and effort goes into stuff.
Yeah, I think I've seen was it your last video where you did things you've learned from golf and you were popping up from all sides? It were good. You were coming in from all different angles. And I thought that must have took some time to do that.
Yeah, it was just something a bit daft, mate. And that's my character. People who know me out of sort of social media know me as a really daft, sort of bubbly person. I thought, I've not really portrayed that a lot in a lot of my videos. It's been quite deep, and thought it's about time to show a bit of the fun side of me, actually. And people who genuinely know me saw that and went, "Now that's you. That's the person we know."
So getting back to who you identify with and saying that's me, and is that where you're going to go with your channel? A lot more stuff like that, where just being yourself. I mean, I don't think you're going to go away from your message. I mean, just really, are you finding your own voice? I think that's the question.
Yeah, pretty much. It'll be more of my personality will come out a little bit more now. I mean, when I first started doing it, what about, and I purposely did it for the first sort of 3-4 months, the message, what the benefits can be, just to try and get people sort of engaged with that. But now it's about sort of my personality and merging the two, so the message with me as a person and trying to get people to buy into that as well, which is really, really tough. You know yourself, with creating yourself, it's so tough to get people to buy into it, especially as a new creator.
Did you find that last one where you sort of found your groove in your own voice easier though, or did it sort of become easier when you started just being yourself? Or
to be honest, I mean, apart from my sort of first 3, 4, 5 sort of attempts at creating that I put up there, I don't struggle with it, to be honest.
Yeah, you.
I am quite. I mean, even in my work, I have to stand up and do presentations in front of bloody rooms for people and SDs at business and stuff. It don't bother me. So it's quite easy for me to do that. But yeah, I've been quite conscious about how much I actually show through my channel.
Yeah, come on to the negativity side, and I know you started off not saying you didn't want to put your golf swing on too much or something. I remember you saying something towards that. After negativity.
I mean, there's a bit. I've come under fire as well about my handicaps. I'm just gone to 8.1 now because I'm playing so bad. But I got my handicap with the ugliest, shittest, castest, short, punchy swing you've ever seen in your life. But it worked, and I've never really taken golf too serious in years I've played it. Because I play cricket all my life. That was my main sport. So golf always took a back burner. It was time with my dad and just a bit of a piss about with mates. But because I retired from cricket a few years ago, I wanted to sort of get back into it. So I got my handicap started this year. I thought, yeah, that's banging. And then I started YouTube. And as I was watching my stuff back, I thought, oh my God, my swing's absolutely crap. It looks horrendous. There's people going to be watching that. So I made a conscious effort to get some lessons, which completely broke me. I mean, the coach, Danny, he's class, don't get me wrong. He actually coaches Corin, and he's such a good coach. But my God, he stripped me back, absolutely back. It was like I had to start learning golf again, which is really, really tough. When you've played 30 years with a dodgy swing and then people just strip it all away. It's like trying to write with your left hand.
It's completely changed.
Completely, yeah.
How far did your handicap go out? Did it?
Sorry?
How far did your handicap go out? Did it go
big? Yeah, you're talking sort of 8, 9, 10 shot swinging some rounds. Yeah, it was bad. I was sort of playing to a 16, 17 handicapper. But before I had the changes, I could easily play to my 8. Yeah, it was ugly, but it was conventional. It worked for me.
But you're back to an happier place with that now.
I won't so much say happier. I've sort of got a sort of range 57 now. Yeah, it's a combination of the old one and the new one, which I'm just trying to find comfort with that. And don't get me wrong, I can have moments where I play really, really well. But some at times I struggle. But I play with blades as well. And when you're going through massive changes like I've done this year, there's zero forgiveness in them bad boys.
You play with blades says it all. So yeah, I mean, you touched on it before with the negative comments and the ridiculous comments on Twitter. By the sounds of it, did you think of ragging it in at any point and just thinking I don't need it at all, or is there something just dragging you through to say you keep doing it, keep going?
Yeah, A couple of times, mate. To be honest, I've sort of sat there and thought, you know, what, do I need this? You know what I mean? I'm doing it for my own benefit. Don't get me wrong, and a little bit of a legacy for my daughter because she's proud of what I do and she loves it. But yeah, I have sat a couple of times and thought it's just not worth the hassle. You know what I mean? But no, there's that stubbornness in me. Yeah, it's stubbornness and competitiveness, and being a Yorkshireman, we just think, you know, something. You're not going to beat me down, boy. I'm just going to keep coming and coming. If you like it, brilliant. If you don't, I don't really care anymore.
Yeah, sure. What's your schedule of trying to get stuff out? Are you holding yourself to a schedule at the minute, or are you just, you know, doing it when you can? Obviously, a busy day job, hard to do, right?
Yeah, it's been tough. I mean, I've not done a video now for sort of 3 weeks, but I'm in peak at work, so it's really tough and it's pretty full on. But that's starting to soften. But I went through a phase, I think Ferg's mentioned this as well, where through summer I was trying to get 3-4 videos out a day, you know, just trying to pull people in. But some of the content, well, it was dodgy, to be fair. When I've taken a little step back, and my biggest benefit was when I did a little team up with Lloyd and he asked me to do something with him. And I learned so much in that one day on how he frames, edits, and everything else. I thought, I don't need to bang one out every 2 days. I just need to probably put one out every 3-4 weeks that's good content that I've taken time on. And I think that's more where I'm going to go now.
Yeah, I've seen that with Lloyd. Did you played like a course where you were, if you lost your ball, you were finished or something like that?
Yeah.
So he showed you what his process was, did he? Or some
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, Lloyd's such a great guy. He's got such an addictive personality and he's so excitable and you just get a little buzz off him. But yeah, I learned so much from him that day. It was first time I've ever met the guy as well, and he approached me on it. So I was pretty blown away from somebody with sort of background and his reputation. I'm like, whoa, where's that come from? So yeah, well, I learned a lot from him. Since then, I've sort of stepped back a little bit, trying to just push content out.
So you definitely go in quality over quantity and just thinking.
That's what I'm trying to do and work on B-roll and stuff like Pete McKenna and Jesse Driftwood. They're the more sort of YouTube platforms that I watch now to learn how they piece things together. It's time consuming. You know, in early days when I did it all on my phone, piece of paste, you just filmed it, edited, upload, done. Yeah. So yeah, it's like you say, I'm trying to get more sort of quality over quantity at the minute.
That leads into the next question, the performing seal question, and the space added. Is are you wary of doing, like, just firing stuff out and anything that'll get views, I'll go out and do? Obviously, you've got a message to keep on track anyway, but are you wary of the performing seal sort of doing anything for subscribers?
Oh, yeah.
Views?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think all of us new creators have been guilty of that. Every single one of us, where we've just banged it out. We've tried to sort of look at the bigger platforms we're succeeding and try to copy them. You can copy them to an extent, but they're massive. They've been at it bloody years. They've got a big following. We're not going to do that just yet. And I got pulled into something where I went completely away from my message and just did me playing golf, just to sort of demonstrate that I can play at times. Yeah. And then, even though I liked the videos, I sat there afterwards and thought, why have I done that? That's taking me away.
Oh, I'm losing you.
From what I'm about.
I've got you.
That side of things, which I'm not going to do anymore. Yeah.
Oh, I lost you a bit in there, but yeah, I got most of it. And that is what the space monkey, that's the space monkey question, that I don't think any monkey ever wanted to get fired in a rocket into space. And if you're not careful, you're on the wrong rocket going in the wrong direction. And it sounded like you course corrected your own rocket by saying, I'm not going down the line of just doing golf videos. I've got a message to keep on. And
yeah, and that's exactly it. I mean, I like to think I created my channel to be slightly different. It's not just a golf-related platform. And I'm in touch with people that I'm working with background at the minute that are nothing to do with golf, but have got a similar message to me, who are ex-sportsmen, who are ex-pros. So if that comes to fruition with them, it'll be absolutely brilliant. So it'll be a different sort of platform for channel to go on, which is what I really want to do. It's about the message and benefit of what you can do for your own well-being, basically.
Yeah. So when you had an heart problem, did it just come out of nowhere? Did it like?
Oh, yeah.
Did
That would have nuts me.
Sorry.
Yeah, that would have crazy. I'd literally gone to watch a team I used to play cricket for, and I just collapsed in cricket field. Just keeled over. Woke up in back ambulance, being rushed to Northern General with blows and tools. So my heart rate had gone up to something like 248 beats a minute from a resting rate of 45. But it was like my heart was going to explode.
How it felt when you woke up?
Yeah, it was bad, mate. Yeah. I've never been as scared in my life. But it sort of happened again. Well, saying it happened, something similar happened in 2014 when I was rushed in. But that was a lot worse. I was off work 6 months with that one. But we just keep bouncing back, mate. We're Yorkshiremen, aren't we?
Of course, yeah. So when was the first episode at the cricket field? Was that before 2014?
The first major one I had was 2014. Again, that was at a cricket field at a team I used to play for, and my missus at the time picked me up, and I sort of comatose in car. They got ambulance out and they had to sort of paddle me back to life 3 times, paramedics. So once on in-laws' living room floor, then once in back at ambulance, then once in A&E. So that was 2014.
So I know you say we're Yorkshiremen, but did you go through a dark patch after that? Then was sort of like a depression and stuff? Did it sort of after that, or did you not feel like Superman anymore? Something like that, or
you feel pretty chuffed immortal, mate. I can tell you, because I've always been sporty and active. To get sort of felled like that, you sort of sit there and reflect. But I suffered with something called retrograde amnesia after 2014, and so a big chunk of my life was sort of wiped out. So it's like a reset button had been hit.
Right.
So I've lost a lot of memories, and I've still got quite a lot of memories missing. It just completely knackered me up. So I had to learn my job again and all bits and pieces like that. So it was a big rehabilitation piece. So yeah, I went in a sort of bad place after that when I started to go through recovery and spiraled a little bit too far out of control. But then got myself back, and then this happened again last year, and then it just dropped me straight back again. So yeah.
And was it? You don't have to answer this, but was it booze or drugs or anything like that? Was it just dark days, not getting out of bed, or was it?
It was pretty much booze and debt. So I went on a massive, stupid spending spree, massive, and just completely lost the plot with money, which I'm still paying off now. 1 year left on that though, so that's good.
Well done.
But yeah, I didn't even spend it, and it was just after lost anything else like that. So yeah, it'd been a tough sort of 3-4 years leading up to that. So
sounds like it, mate. That brings it into the next question without jumping off that too quickly. But what did golf do for you? When did you start into? Did you play golf before and knew it were good for you, or did you start playing golf and started to clock the days you played golf? I know you said in the intro you felt better. You played golf since you were 12 though? But did you start to notice the good days were when you played golf, something like that?
Pretty much, yeah. And that was sort of last year. When I was recovering, it was really hard because I was laid up. So I got an Xbox, that was it, and my energy levels were just absolutely shit. So local course near me is a 9-hole at Waterfront, and it's absolutely mint. So I thought, so I'm just going to go there, hit a few balls, and do what I can do. And then from hitting a few balls on range, I'd go out and play 2 or 3 holes. I'd pay for the 9 because I weren't a member back then, but I'd go play 2 or 3 holes. But when I was out there, my mind was just clear. I weren't stressing, I weren't worrying. It was just me on my own, headphones in, and that was it. And I thought, oh man, I feel so much better. So I just started going more and more and more. Yeah, it was my little sanctuary, mate, to be honest.
Did you get professional help, or did you did you do it yourself? You know what I mean? Did you go off for help, and did they?
Yeah, no, I've had help. Yeah, I have had some help. I've had professional help, counselling and stuff like that, which I don't have now. But yeah, I have had to have help in the past, mate. Yeah, there's no 2 ways about it. And sometimes you need it. As strong as you think you are, sometimes you just need that outlet. You know what I mean? It's all well and good talking to friends and family, but you can't really open up to them as much as you think you can. But when you're in front of a complete stranger, everything just comes out. It just gets you back on a good level.
And would that be your recommendation to anybody struggling?
My recommendation to people would be whatever you feels right for you, to be honest. Because what works for me might not work for you.
Sure.
But you've got to talk no matter what, and whether that's to a friend or somebody you work with or a complete stranger, just dip your toe in water and see how it makes you feel. Because you can judge on your own merit if that's what you need.
Yeah, fair enough. Did you get into the golf mental game book type thing? You know, buying books on mental gaming golf and stuff. Have you done all that stuff?
I've read a few on sort of Amazon. I've not delved massively into that, and I should do really. But yeah, that it's the stubbornness in me again, because I know I'm a strong person. I am strong-willed and stuff. So a lot of the time you think, I can do this on my own. It's all right, I've got this. But I know you've recommended something to me in the past, which I've downloaded.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've lost you. Come back.
But I've not read them yet.
Reason I say it is because like when I sort of clocked that I was in a funky place and I started coming out, you can read golf books about mental games in public places and not have any qualms about it. You're reading The Inner Game of Golf. You're reading Extraordinary Golf. I've got some up there. They're all, anything Bob Rotella or anything. It's all mental game of golf. But you can read that in a coffee shop and not think you're reading some sort of mindfulness book or something like that. You know what I mean? That's what I'd be interested in. So
and it's.
Oh, I lost you.
Go on, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's it. It's interesting that you haven't got into it yet, but it would be interesting if you do read some I'm audio books for me. I don't read anything. I listen to them. I'm too lazy to read anything. I let you read them to me.
Yeah, and that might be something that I do. I do need to delve into a bit, especially with sort of what I want to do next year. I do need to delve a little bit more and get a little bit more clued up into breaking psyche and stuff like that, and getting more into depth of mind. So yeah.
Cool. Right. So it's going to be easy for you to say. So advice to new golfers we'll go into a bit of a golf promotion couple of questions.
Let me sit up for this.
So new golfers who've never played, your advice as a person who's played a lot of golf, what would you advise to people that think golf's stuffy or haven't gone and got and played? What's your advice to people first round?
Oh, just have fun with it. You know what I mean? Look, golf's a tough game. There's no two ways about it. People think it's easy. It's not. It's technical. You've just got to enjoy it and make sure you're playing with the right people. There's no point going with bloody Jeff Bridges, who's been a member for 50 years, who's a stickler for everything. You need somebody pretty like-minded to yourself and who's not going to judge you. You know what I mean? Just go and do it.
Yeah.
What's worse that can happen? You can lose a few balls, have a laugh, and that's it. And interestingly enough, I'm doing something with Channel, a new series where I don't want to go too much into it because I've not started filming it yet, but it's something along them lines, which will be really, really good.
The Golfing Virgins.
Yeah, pretty much. All I can say is that it's going to be called The Misfits. There's a reason why it's called The Misfits, but yeah, it's piecing, to be honest. I'm really excited about it.
Awesome. And then the next question is, what do you think golf clubs need to do more to get people out like that who have not played before, or, just people playing more in general anyway?
Yeah. They've just got to relax things a little bit for me. Golf's changed. In 30 years I've played, it's changed massively. You can go to some courses where they are relaxing. You can go in a pair of jeans and you don't have to wear a collared shirt and stuff like that. But golf courses can encourage people, and days that members haven't got comps there, just do a 6-hole sort of invitational for people, or a 3-hole invitational. Charge them a couple of quid. So come and get them on range for a couple of quid with a cup of coffee or a pint if they want, and just introduce them to the game. Just be a bit more open about stuff and break the stigma that it's a rich man's game, because it's really not.
Or
it's really not.
like you say, if six holes, you don't have a 5-hour game then, do you?
Oh,
Oh, you're breaking up on me. There you go. You're back. I think you're back.
yeah, you're back. You're back.
It's the bad weather, I think. It's not doing us any favours.
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't help, mate, does it? But there's places as well that have got indoor simulators now, which are absolutely mint. You know what I mean? For a bit of a laugh with people who've never played game, just book an indoor simulator for you. It might cost you 35 quid for an hour.
Yeah.
It's nothing. You know what I mean? Just go inside when it's nice and warm. Have a laugh.
I think people do find that it's not anywhere near as stuffy or as patronising as people think, does it? And there's a lot of people, because they've all been through the pain of playing the first round, there's a lot more empathy in golf than people understand, isn't there?
Yeah.
So get yourselves out.
Oh, God, massive. Massive, mate. I mean, you've played quite a long time as well. You'll play off a good level as well. So you know if you've got somebody who's new to the game, you're not going to stand there and criticise them for hitting a bad shot. You're going to encourage them, aren't you? And sort of help them to come back to course again. We just need more people playing.
Yeah, my course is empty way too much.
Is it? It's bad though, isn't it?
We could riff on two of them last three subjects we could talk about all night, couldn't we?
Oh, mate, don't get me started, honestly.
So, next question is creative ideas coming up. Obviously, you've hinted at a few, but you've obviously got big plans for next year with
yes.
Nothing you can really share too much without. Are you wary of other people stealing your ideas?
I've had a couple stole, mate, from a couple of big channels as well. So yeah, I'm a bit tentative with that. Like I said, there's a series that I'm starting called The Misfits, which is I really am genuinely excited about that. 4 young lads, really good characters. It's going to be something a little bit different. So yeah, excited for that. And hopefully, if these people come back to me, 2 already have sort of ex-pro footballers, and get them involved a little bit as well, which would be awesome.
Awesome. And collaborations with other YouTubers? Have you got your eye on people?
Yeah, and obviously I have a good relationship with Lloyd, and we talk a lot. So there'll be a few more things from me and Lloyd next year. We've talked about already.
He's going
yeah, he's going full time, mate. Yeah, massive respect. And he's spoken to me a lot about that, because it's a big risk he's taking. But I'm not being funny. His content's it's top drawer. He's really, really good at what he does. And he, like I say, he's such a great character. And people buy into it. He'll put absolutely everything into that. He'll make it. He will make it.
Great. Anybody else you've sort of... have you stopped... Are you like not looking at other people as much the further in you go? Did you first think, when I start out, I'll collaborate with as many as I can, but now you're starting to think, well, it's my channel. Is that a sort of something that in an idea?
Yeah, I think because the area we live, it's tough for collaborations. I mean, I've done stuff with Corin, and me and Corin have talked a lot. I've been a bit quiet lately for a few reasons, but I've contacted Corin again the other day for Beauty and the Beast series. Because I've got some really good ideas to carry on with that. So we're going to kick on with that as well in New Year. But there's only a few of us around this area, so it's really tough. So me and Golf Nuts have talked about doing a team up at some point. Danny Lilly. There's a few that I've talked to. It's just timing, because most of them are Manchester or too far up north or way too far down south for it to sort of work.
Yeah.
So you just got to end up going solo, don't you?
Yeah, well, it does seem to be the natural progression that everybody begins this way and then goes off in their own path. But good to hear that you're still up for collaborations and you're open to it, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And don't get me wrong. And I think Ferg's made a good point on his sort of podcast here as well, that I'd have to collaborate with somebody who I can bounce off. You know what I mean? Banter would have to be genuine and not sort of forced. I just end up walking off. You know, if you had to force it through, I'd be saying, nah, it's all right, mate, we'll just leave it there.
Not working.
Yeah, it's not working.
Talked about the affected, isn't it? People acting banter rather than actual banter.
Yeah, I don't get that. You either get on with somebody you can bounce off them or you don't. There's no point forcing it. And that comes from the cricketing sort of background from playing for 30 plus years at bloody cricket, and sort of dressing room banter and stuff like that. It's just natural things that I'm used to. So yeah, I'm up for collaborations, mate, all day long.
Did you used to sit next to certain people and move away from other ones if there were no banter happening in dressing room?
Oh mate, yeah. If you've like put bloody deep heat in the box and they don't find it funny when they're being batted for 20 hours and the balls are on fire, then that's it. I don't want to talk to you, mate. Or you cut the toes out of the socks, or cut one leg off the whites. If they didn't find that funny, then I'd just go and sit somewhere else in the dressing room, mate. Yeah, I was bad. I was bad to share a dressing room with that.
So, a couple of Happy Me questions to finish. And I've seen you rocking the Happy Me hat in a few of the videos, which is awesome. Cheers.
No, I've got a small head, and yours is the only hat that fits my head right.
Nice one. It's a perfect Ant Fieldhouse hat size. $2 million question. Clock the $2 million question. Do you get what it is? I can explain it. It's effectively, you've got $2 million in the bank. You've got your house paid for. You've got a house in Portugal, a house in America. You've been on world trips. The cars are paid for. What's the day job? What would be the day job if you basically, you have no worries? What would you do for a living? Because everybody goes to work, right?
Yeah, they do, mate. Do you know something? It'd be anything sort of golf related, cricket related, football related, that I could work with kids or people with disabilities. Any of those three sports where I could sort of give my time wholeheartedly and help people that way, that's what I'd do. 100%.
Brilliant. And are you on the way to doing that anyway? Is that that's the Space Monkey rocket flying in that direction?
Yeah, that's the dream. Will I ever get there? Will I get enough to sort of push that dream and get the platform big enough? I don't know, but I do things in my sort of spare time now anyway. But obviously, if I could get to that point where I could turn that into a job, then absolutely brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant.
So the heart of golf could become the heart of cricket and heart of football, or grow in that direction?
Yeah, pretty much, and sort of try and grow that sort of heart into any sort of sport. It's, like I say, I've played a lot of sport in my life, and football, cricket, martial art. I've done everything pretty much, so I know the benefits that you can have from playing sport, physically, mentally, the people that you meet, the friendships you form for life. And for me as an able-bodied person, when you look at people with disabilities and things like that, the benefits they get out of it as well, it's just brilliant. It's class, absolutely class. And I'd love to get involved with things like that a lot more, to be honest.
My dad does a lot of swimming coaching, and he does the special games. I can't remember what level it is, but he says nothing puts more into perspective than a kid with no legs putting goggles on a kid with no arms or something like that. It says, so anything like that you can do is brilliant, isn't it? So, and I guess we could all do more. But have you got figures in mind that would get you?
Lost you.
Do you know what the numbers are to get you out of work and into?
Oh,
it's a long way.
Yeah, I'm a million miles away from that, mate. Unless sort of somebody tapped into what I do and liked what I do and said, yeah, we'll do this with you, then yeah, I'm a million miles away from that, to be honest. I mean, I've not even checked how many subscribers I've got lately, because I've stopped chasing numbers. Yeah. I just do what I do, and if people buy into it, they buy into it. If they don't, I don't lose any sleep. Where early days, I'm like, how many subscribers now? How many subscribers now? How many views? How many what? Yeah. Just tiring. Just do it. If people watch it, they watch it.
Is that where you're at with it? If they watch it, but you're just going to keep creating, and if they watch it,
yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, my channel's more a platform to reach people. And like I say, it's about trying to help people, which I'm already doing, which is brilliant. So I want to use it more as a platform to pull more people into sort of certain things and help where I can. Yeah. And give my time up doing that. And if that means I do one video a month, but people watch it for the right reasons, then brilliant.
Wait, like you don't sound a million miles away to me, but
It feels it, mate, at times.
probably does. But sometimes you just don't realise how far you've come, do you? Sometimes you look
Yeah.
back and go, "Geez."
Yeah, and I keep forgetting. I look at some other guys who've been doing it a lot longer than me, and I've not done bad in 6 months of creating. Yeah, I'm quite proud of where I'm sat. Like I said, I probably checked my subscribers about 3 weeks ago. So I don't know where I might have a look actually after this and see what I am. But I know I'm over 400.
464. I had a quick look before I came on.
Oh, it's what, mate?
460 odd, 464, I think.
Oh, we'll take that then.
Yeah,
That's all right.
you're always on the move. When I do the golf sub monthly updates, you're always one that's on the move. You're always
Yeah,
out, so
yeah. When I used to watch that when you did it, I mean, you do it once a month now, don't you? Which is good. But you watch yourself all the time. You've probably done the same, and I've taught some other new creators where you're like, oh, how many have I got today? Oh, I'm nearly at this mark. I'm nearly at that. You think, oh, Christ. It just gets really tiring watching your numbers. You say, oh, sorry, I just can't be arsed anymore.
once you get to a certain number, it just rolls on anyway. So you just see it going up. You don't really, I know what I am on my channels because I'm always uploading stuff, but you just see it progressively going up. I'll be honest, only number I look at on my channels is the money. How much am I getting? And if that keeps going up every month, I'm probably doing something all right.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I don't look at the view number that I'm looking at the pound notes in my bank. I'm a Yorkshireman, aren't I?
How many boxes of Yorkshire tea can I buy with that?
Tea, man. Yeah. So, final question. This time next year, so we're at 464, something like that. Where will you be work-wise, ideas-wise, subscription-wise? I know it's just a number. This time next year, if I can get you back on, if you'll agree to it, this time next year, where
absolutely. It's such a good question. That
I'm not going to hold people seem to think I'm going to hold people to that question.
Yeah, no, it's a good one, and it's good to have sort of a benchmark and a target where to hit. I'd like to think this time next year I'd be at that 1,000. So a year in, just over a year, I'd like to think I broke 1,000.
Monetize.
So I can. Sorry.
You monetize it.
Yeah, because the plan is when I get to that level, there'll be 25% donated to a charity I work with, and then the other 75% will cover my cost. Obviously, you're talking pennies at that sort of scale, but as it grows and moves, then viewers will pull that in. Job-wise, it depends. Obviously, depends where the channel grows. If it gets big enough and what I'm doing in background sort of takes me in the direction I really want to go, hopefully this time next year I'm working with charities and being more of an ambassador for people and helping more people, and that's my job. Instead of working in e-commerce, costing shit.
Yeah, I can imagine having to online sales and stuff like that. It's just...
Yeah, it's not really. I just fell into this job, mate, when I left school, to be honest, and I've been doing it bloody God knows how many years. It's mental.
Is there a promotion in there somewhere between now and next year in that, or is it trading somewhere else? Hopefully your boss is not watching if you've got a boss.
Yeah, he don't watch, it's fine. To be honest, I've got quite a cushy number, to be honest. It's close to home. I'm on a good whack, and I do hours to suit me. So, like summertime, it's brilliant because I can get in there at 5 in the morning and finish at 1 as long as I do my 8 hours, and then I can hit the course. So it's pretty flexible. As far as promotion goes, I'm all right. I run my own little site. It's my little contract, so nobody bothers me, to be honest.
Cool. So you definitely see in the next few years that work YouTube going one way and the work going the other, and hopefully swapping them eventually.
Yeah, and whether that's YouTube or sort of working through different platforms to get me where I want to be with helping people, then yeah, that's where I'd like to be. That's what I'm passionate about more than anything. It's people and what I can do to help me. Truth be known, channel's more of a sort of sideline now, instead of me trying to push and encourage people into the game and things like that.
Awesome, mate. Well, they talk about worthy ideals and worthy goals. You've definitely got some worthy ones there. So you have, though, haven't you? One of my core principles is trust the feel, and everything you just said there, nothing made you feel like you were going to try and screw anybody over, or
Oh mate, no,
it's just
no. I couldn't do it. You know what I mean?
I want to make as much money as possible and buy a Ferrari. That weren't that, were it? It were.
Let's be realistic. There's not many going to do that, is there? It's no. I've always been passionate about people, mate, all my life, to be honest. And people who work for me, amount of people I've sort of helped in my career through work and stuff, and got them helping right direction, whether that's with a mental health, ill health, or debt problems. I've experienced all that myself. Yeah. So I can give the right advice and put them into the right avenues. And that's just what I do. It's who I am. Like I said, people who genuinely know me, who don't just know me through social media, will tell you that I am a genuine person who wears my heart on my sleeve, and I'll give me a last quid to somebody if it helps them out.
Well, I don't think we could end it in a better place than I would give me last quid to somebody if from a Yorkshireman.
Exactly, that's a worrying thing to say, isn't it? I'll get banned from Barnsley, mate, for saying that.
Wow, we'll send you over to Lancashire with that lot.
No, I'm not going over there, mate. Jesus Christ, come on, Charlie Cakes.
Down south, there's a gang down south.
I don't want to go down south either. Talk funny.
It's a good group, though, isn't there? People doing stuff in all different places. It's a good crack. So
yeah, and to be honest, mate, there's some really good people out there. Some great new creators, and I watch all. As much as I don't watch the bigger channels now, so I don't. Apart from Crossfield, I don't watch any of the other big channels. But the smaller creators, I watch every single thing that they do, and I always put a thumbs up for them. If I like it, if I don't, and I've got the numbers, I drop them a message. Yeah. But yeah, it's about supporting each other, isn't it?
Back in it, yeah, that's what it's all about. Well, I think we could talk all night because there's 3 or 4 things that I'm passionate about that you are, and we could be here all night. But hopefully, we'll get on different calls about different things, and if I can help out with anything that you're absolutely. I'm here as well, and we're not far from each other, are we? So we'll definitely get.
We've talked about having a game, haven't we, mate? And put it well tonight, so we'll get that sorted after Crimbo.
Yeah, if it ever stops raining, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. It will do, mate. It will do.
Well, thanks a lot, mate. I shall speak to you again, and I will definitely be keeping an eye on you and looking at your progress for next year. And I'm excited for you. It sounds like a big plans.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, enjoyed that, pal. Thanks for your time.
Cheers, mate.